My neighbor has been mowing his lawn for 12 hours straight. I just figured out the horrifying reason why. My neighbor has been mowing his lawn for 12 hours straight. I just figured out the horrifying reason why it started at 4:00 a.m. The noise jolted me awake. It sounded like there was a giant truck revving its engine right there in our bedroom. Exhaust fumes wafted in through the open window. It was a bad way to start the day. It was even worse than when I saw the neighbor getting it down with his own sibling. Anyways, that's a story for another day. "What is that?" moaned my wife. We both slept poorly because our daughter had crawled into our bed at 1 a.m. and kept kicking us in the face until we were both half hanging off the bed while she snored away. "Start of the apocalypse," I groaned. "Go back to sleep. No way can I sleep through that racket," said Vanessa. She rolled out of bed and shut the window. That helped a little, but it still sounded like war out there. She pulled the curtains back and looked through the window. "It's the fucking neighbor mowing his lawn before the sun is up. We need to have a heart-to-heart with him. Let him know that's not okay." "Keegan." Our daughter woke up crying. "Guess that's that," I muttered, getting out of bed myself. "I'll go talk to him after some coffee." "Bring me some, too," said Vanessa. "Papa, bring me some Smarties," said Keegan. "No. No Smarties for breakfast. Banana or toast." "But not Smarties?" "Fine," huffed Keegan. Toast cut into shapes. I sighed. This was really the last thing I wanted to be doing at 4:45 on a Saturday morning, making coffee and cutting toast into animal shapes, instead of drooling in my sleep and dreaming of a gentler world. I went into the kitchen and started the coffee and toast, and then looked out the living room window. Sure enough, there was Mr. Limsky mowing his damn lawn, in his damn bathrobe no less. That was another thing that I had no desire to get into it with him about this, or really talk to him about anything ever, beyond a friendly wave and a howdy neighbor. By the time I was awake enough to form a coherent thought, it was almost 6:00, and I had consumed 4 cups of coffee. Mr. Limsky was still at it, which was strange, because his yard isn't very big at all. It shouldn't take more than a 40-minute mow job. But here it was, an hour and 15 minutes later, and he was still at it. I got semi-dressed and stumbled outside. I walked across my own yard, which I noted needed mowing itself. Maybe I'll tell him that if he mows my lawn and promises to never start so early again, I'll let it go. But I knew that I wouldn't do that. I was a coward. As I got closer, I observed with some confusion that his lawn was already mowed. He was going over it a second time now. I walked up to our property line, denoted by the contrast between mowed and unmowed grass, and started waving my hands in the air, waiting for Mr. Limsky to notice me. He never did. He just stared straight ahead and kept pushing the mower. "Hey!" I shouted, but it was no good. I could barely hear myself, and so I knew that he wouldn't be able to hear me from across the lawn. Right behind the lawnmower? God damn it. I walked across his yard until I was right behind him. "Hey!" Nothing. I tapped on his shoulder. Nothing. He just kept pushing the lawnmower onward over the already mowed lawn. I didn't know what to do. I'll catch him after he finishes. I guess he's in the zone. I shrugged and was getting ready to turn back to my house when I saw a trickle of what was presumably urine run down his bare leg. Jesus. I went back to my house and opened the door. Vanessa was reading a book to Keegan. She stopped when I came in and looked up. "Well, he couldn't hear me. I'll go over there once he stops. He's got to stop some time, right? And, well, I'm a little worried about him, honestly. I saw him, wet himself." "Mr. Limsky peed his pants?" asked Keegan. She started laughing. "Well, that sometimes happens, kiddo. I said you used to do that. We do that a lot when we're kids, and then we don't do it for a while. And then, when we get older, we sometimes do it again." That gave her something to think about anyway. "Huh," said Vanessa. "There's more," I said. "He's already done with the lawn. He's just going over it a second time. Maybe he missed a few spots." "Nope, it's perfect." "Not a blade of grass higher than any other blade of grass," sighed Vanessa. "That is strange. Do you think he's okay? Should we call somebody?" I shrugged. "Who are we going to call? The police? Tell them that our retired neighbor is mowing his lawn twice while peeing himself? What will they say to that asterisk?" By 8:00, I was done cooking the bacon, and Mr. Limsky was still at it, mowing his lawn for what must have been the 5th time. I tried not to think about it, but it was hard. "After breakfast, we should go somewhere," I said. "It's a beautiful day. No sense staying cooped up all day."